Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be getting our garden going. So I've already got the end pieces that I need for about 3 garden beds here. And I've got the stabilizing and corner bracket pieces here. So I'm just going to throw it on time lapse and just get going with it. Okay, so we've got the 8 beds all made. We've got these ones Sugi band, so we've got them all burnt up. That's good protection for them. They'll last a lot longer for us. And we've got 3 more to do, so I'm gonna start going on it right now with that. Okay, so I just got all the beds all burnt board, where I burnt all the boards. They're ready to go, so now we're gonna move them from the driveway over into the garden area up in here. I've got it all kind of laid out how I want it. I'll start the process and see if that works out good. And then I guess I'll just kind of reveal as we go, and then you guys will see what's going on. So I better get started with that. Don't just throw the boxes in. Make sure that you kind of take them apart because there's, just found some snail shells in here. Have to get some ducks in here. So the first step of our garden beds after building them and placing them is going to be laying some cardboard down. We're doing no-till beds, so these will never get tilled up. What we're going to be doing is cardboard down. That'll prevent anything from the natural soils from growing up. When we had an excavator out here clearing this, he scraped off, well, he got rid of all the stumps, but he scraped off all the topsoil. So this, what's left is just hard clay. That's why we're building the soil up above it. So cardboard, and then on top of that cardboard we're going to put rotten logs. So these are going to be more like Hugelkultur beds. They maintain a whole bunch of moisture, which makes it plant ready during dry times. The roots can go down and absorb some of that moisture from the rotten logs, but also turns into really good soil over time. And then we're going to put, we've got a mixture of a compost we made a couple years ago, which is seaweed, cow manure, hay, straw bedding, sheep manure. There's probably some other stuff that we threw in there too. So that'll go over top of the logs. Then we're going to use some of our topsoil that we have a couple piles dug that we're going to, I can't remember what it's called, but you know, you shake it through the grate and then you let all the rocks out, you keep all the rocks and sticks out, and then you got more fine workable material. And then we picked up a trailer of horse manure from a farm not too far away. Gonna put a layer of that, some more of the topsoil, and then we're gonna layer over the top a mixture of seafood compost, sheep manure, and organic black earth. So it's a little bit of Hugelkultur, no dig beds, and a little bit sort of lasagna gardening as well. It's just something that we're trying out, and we think it should be good. Okay, so this is a pile of hay, straw, cow manure, sheep manure, and I put a bunch of seaweed and old hay in the mix, and this is from a couple years ago. So I'm going to put this on top of the logs, and my thinking is that this stuff's going to bring up the worms, and then the worms will get in the beds, start breaking, help break down all the logs too, and turn that into soil. So I'm going to start doing a layer of this on top of the logs. There's lots of worms in this already. Good. Worms and ants. The ants, actually, they were just on the surface. There's a lot of worms in this. This is nice stuff. Bring the rake up. This lot of manure into the kind of level. We still got a good amount. We still have to do the 2 other beds, but the black flies are out in full force now. Had to get the jackets on. Next step is getting some topsoil over this, and first I need to make a bit of a screeding thing that goes over the wheelbarrow. So I'm gonna start working on that now, and then start getting some topsoil over here. That's your hammer.
No.
Nails to the floor. So I tried nailing it before. It didn't work, mostly because this stuff is 2 years old at least, So this stuff is really, really dry, really, really hard, and the ends had a lot of knots in them, so they was just blowing through, and actually ended up nailing it to the floor, so I had to pull it out, so that sucked. But I trimmed her down. I'll get away with this this size, 44 inches instead of 4 feet, and I just drilled some pilot holes, put some heavy duty screws through it, so that's a good base for what I'm doing. Okay, so see if this works. It's about 300 staples, about 50 to 60 screws, 3 screw ups, a couple redos. Hopefully it's good to go. So it should fit right on the wheelbarrow, which it does. And looks like I messed it up a little bit because it's supposed to go kind of down on the side, but we'll just go with that. And we'll shake her through. Anyways, see if it helps us out at all. Pretty good. So this stuff's gonna have like a lot of minerals. I'm kind of a newbie gardener. I've done it twice in my life and they were kind of years apart, so I don't really know what plants want. So if I'm putting layers of different stuff, hopefully I'll get away with having a good garden this year. That's nice. so this is pretty much what we got. It's just gravel once we sift it through, and like chunks of clay that won't break down and you don't want in there anyways. Like that's just a massive amount of clay. So pretty much what you can shake through is the loamy stuff. So it'll have clay and sand and other stuff in it. So yeah, I liked it. It's working pretty good. Okay, so the other day we got some topsoil in here. We're gonna have to do some more. Then we did our chores. It started just pouring, so we got rained out, and then it rained for 2 days straight. So coming back, before we start putting some horse manure, more topsoil, and then finishing it off, we're gonna plant some asparagus in this bed and strawberries. Rather than have to dig the holes later, I think we'll just get them in. This bed's further away from the house, so I think this would be better for a perennial bed, something that you don't have to go to as often. And then once we have it all finished off, we'll probably put some onions in there with it. So
you're just going to do a line of strawberries and a line of asparagus?
We'll probably do, well, let's just get these, I think, what is there, 5 per thing?
Oh, I don't know.
10 strawberries.
Okay.
So we got 20 strawberries. And it says, set firmly into place so that the root crown is just above soil. Wait a minute, what's going on here? I think these ones you plant shallower. I think it's just the asparagus you plant deep. So these are 10 to 12 inches apart.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're just planting these pretty much 1 inch deep. So we can't plant these yet.
Okay.
Plant these in once the... What's that?
Asparagus first.
Yeah, we'll do asparagus now. There's only 5 of these, so we'll do like half on this side and then half on the other. And they're just a foot apart.
I miss
And spread them out. Putting one on each side. I'm going to put one in the middle, and then I'll go right in the middle of those two. Manure from a local farm around here. They do trail riding in that. It's got lots of gravel in it because they do the bedding and they overwinter their horses in their horse sheds, and then they've kind of got like almost like a parking lot-y kind of thing for them to walk around in. So we have quite a bit of gravel that's kind of in it. It's okay, this was free. We were able to go there and just shovel it because they just had excess amounts of horse manure. which is great for us. So given the opportunity, we'll definitely go back and get some more.
Driving to the airport, the rain was coming down. My memories were 6 feet underground. Then I see it, exit 29 mile ahead. My muscle memory takes a wheel again. I went down that road again. I went down that road. I went down that road again. I went down that road. I went down that road. I went down that road.
Okay, so I got that one to that stage now. 5 more to do. We still have 2 beds that we haven't even started over there. I don't think we have enough horse manure to do them all, but we did talk to the woman we got them from last time, and she said she likely has more, so fingers crossed. Anyways, we'll get these ones done and then bring you guys in when we get to the next stage. So we just emptied the trailer that was at the bottom of the driveway, and we were able to fill up perfectly 6 beds, except for that bed over there. We put a barrel of our pile of seaweed and cow manure and hay and all that underneath it just to top it up because we were a little light for that one. Whew. So we just sifted through a barrel of the topsoil here. So we're gonna place that on the bed before we do our last layer, which is the seafood compost, sheep manure, and organic black earth over the top, which is going to be our planting medium. But before we put this on, we're gonna lay out our strawberries. That way we don't have to do any digging to put them in. That'd be good. Okay.
Asparagus.
I think they just get planted like 1 to 3 inches down, and you can do them like every like 4 inches or so.
10 to 12.
10 to 12 inches apart?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're 1 inch down.
Okay, so what we could do is, so we did the asparagus kind of,
Yeah, down there. So we're like,
yeah, no, we did it kind of like
yeah.
out. So if we put a row of strawberries closer, and then one kind of the other side, so we'll have strawberries, asparagus, strawberries, asparagus, and we'll just put 5 in each row. Gotta get these things separated though. Let's see how many there's actually in there. They said there's 10. Oh, it's plastic. Yeah. Mine had it. No?
Oh yeah, I see it.
Garbage. Looks like that already has I only have 2 left, so I wasn't even able to get all the way down. You had 10 in yours?
Yeah.
Okay. I only had 8. Well, I guess 9 because one was kind of a double. This one here. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. We just need to kind of anchor them a little bit. They should be fine because we're covering them up right now.
Why? Leave a bug in there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Never bad. This is seed food compost. This is just organic black topsoil. Yep. All right. So this with our native topsoil should make a good planting medium. So pretty much these beds took so much material. Oh man, we've done so many wheelbarrows and rotten logs, and how many wheelbarrows? 3 of those, 3 of the cow manure with the seaweed, 2 each of the topsoil, an ATV trailer load of the cow manure, a trailer load of rotten logs, and then the only thing we really bought was the 3 bags. So for all 8 beds, although we haven't done the other 2, it cost us about $50 to get these things filled. Just a whole lot of manual labor, and that really lucked out that we were able to help out that horse farm and pick up the manure for free, because it's just overwhelming for them. They don't use it, so that helped us out, helped them out, and I really hope that these beds are able to produce really well for us for a long time. It's going to be a it's going to be a no-dig system. So when we have things like lettuces and everything else that we plant in here besides root vegetables, we're going to be cutting it down kind of right at soil level. And the next year, all we really need to do is come in and do a fine layer of compost at planting time every year. So very, very minimum input gardening. And one thing we might have to do later on is come in with a rake or a shovel and just kind of separate it a bit to bring more air and oxygen down. But we'll see how we go. So I'm really excited to actually get into the realm of gardening and not so much all this crazy manual labor of getting it all together. But we've got a lot to do. We still have garden beds over here, garden beds over there. We're gonna get back to work and get these things finished off. We got to do another barrel of silted topsoil for each one, and then a bag of each of the remedies or the composts and manures that we're putting in it. Anyways, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up and a subscribe if you guys want to stick around. We got so many projects coming on this homestead, and cabin builds and shed builds, garage builds, barn builds. You know, we've got so many things that we need to do, you know. So anyways, hope you guys stick around, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.